his novel mana iba akoi wari achoba novel adi War and Peace have masi khwaidi phawba novel ching manungda ama oi also wrote a number of stories wari macha macha kayam suma irami often in the form of a parable like the present one. The parable like the paukta ga yauba ko adumba wari du bakoi na parable go paukta yauba plus sa da yum pham oiraga iba oiraga na kai kawi ha kai kawi Pebble hai je Pebble hai na magi saruk yau go dori ba kano sing do hai tar character sing do hai tar sa ga da ba aduga paukta amadi pi bangam ba wari natraga wari macha natraga na saireng oi do ba aduna noi gi saireng sanga yau ba saireng ma kari tami The Frog and the Nightingale and Tamdra. Other Dima parable, fable Nico. Admina parable Makang Hide, a queen of Tamduri Parasi. Other page number 48 the law, chapter number 4, the imp and the peasant's bread. Im Maja, But Macha, But Marum, Qua, But Picano, But a pick, But a chogunati, Qua, impadi. I lie Patavita, impage. And the peasant's bread, the peasant ID long me amagi my chan and bread at the koi baitil on the WT hai. Go WT double roti have roti the tan go. Introduction. Write a few lines about the harms done by alcoholic drinks in your society. No lady was Hamaza to the youth of the Gipi Chaiting. Go Maduna Ton ba amangata. Hara you have You Takpana, Ton Bamang was a caricature of Biano, immediate Kudaktana, Ubapamada Kanatanaba Kwa domestic violence, Mayumda Karida, Mainupida, Fubachaiba, White Nupida Namaga, Mokmana, Mokoranjara, Warim, Ninadra. Adur Sudum Punajan of the two ever. Nupina Pugera, Nupada Pugera. Atakuna Pugera, Taktamana Pugera. Tabu Tower, the Mung do the Punajan of Topia. Adumba amangata. The Maram the U. No, them no Yumda, no Babain Taga, then at no Mamma Taga, Lere, Iare, no Cacante, Iare, no the Danta, Iare. Gram Taktagana, Takta, Nino Kangre, and a high diet. Now read a story about what drinks do to man. Joko Warium Paminagani, what is that? You talk when a mule with a Kari Helake have to Kangano. A poor peasant set out early one morning to plow, taking with him for his breakfast and a crust of bread. He got his plow ready, wrapped the bread in his coat, put it under a bush, and set to work. After a while, when his horse was tired and he was hungry, the peasant fixed the plow, let the horse loose to graze, and went to get his coat and his breakfast. Lair below me amakana ayu angan bamada thora aga. Kwa sagi mai low nanaba hoyi low ube matamda wara aga sana naba kain mana sana naba kharasuma phitaga yomaga mase laksabanam adu laga mana low khoi basi horum dai sida hairi mai achapon mana sana naba horen wara sana naba si yomsilaga ma phi mana yomsilaga mana hoi mongsong am khaki narak amda ma thammaga low si khoiba horam me nga khoi matung da ma si ware warami na mana ngasagi mai sagol lusu mapangan khara halak budu mana sagol lusu ma majinjak jajan na ba na thaduk pirame ade ma su mana ngasai thamjinjagi ba magi chana na ba crush crust of bread, my bread machet to, man mayum di porokudo, adu lauba changu bana. He lifted the coat, but the bread was gone. Mana ngasagi mapi yom ba purituna mana haidoga yengum tamdadi bread to leram dre have man chana no ba achapoto. He looked and looked, mana koyeng yeng la mi have looked and look at it. Turned the cord over, shook it out, but the bread was gone. Adai mana koyeng yeng matung da mana phidu mathak makha on na yeng eba. Karai da bu yaw lai kharab no na. Prang kan be ab su kal leba. Adubu bread adu di leiram dre. The peasant could not make this out at all. Ma bhap ta ngam driver make out adi. Make out adi understand how we could not make out adi could not understand how. Yadarba. That's strange. Thought he. I saw no one, but all the same someone has been here and has taken the bread. Especially angak pani ai kana su gide. Adubu toimsung mi amadi soina la amazane. Aduna logi bo mani and mana. Kalam. It was an imp who had stolen the bread while the peasant was plugging, and at that moment he was sitting behind a bush waiting to hear the peasant swear and call on the devil. I think asagi bread hurali sidi put macha lai phata budu orme adugo mana asagi bread chimang hi me kupta peasant tuna longmi duna kari wa phajaba ngangai adima lai phata bu tongbra haina mana ngai raga yeng le rame ko. The peasant was sorry to lose his breakfast, but it can't be helped, said he. After all, I shan't die of hunger. No doubt whoever took the bread needed it. May it do him good. Manu I the power me. Kari manu I the power cha. My breakfast to sana nava pujarukpa my bread to leiram dabdu da. Ko. Adubu. Madu mang na ma yam hena saw with to law kong Masay the kanan huram kind of the man of Kuchin, they no more touch lower, they told kind of man. I say, I can't pick a ngang than a tobra, the torum drama. I think what the man can hire me. She's out the way she doesn't let the boat. Lower me though, my papato is on the manner, Admiruna solemn map. Go. And he went to the well, had a drink of water, and rested a bit. Then he caught his horse, harnessed it, and began plugging again. Adai mana marang nak pai sing phangbe abama da chale guam da aduga sing khartha ga yawum tha ga de ma potha ramadu loshalaga hojiki sagol lu sumana sajik jana na tha dokbudu loksilaga ko asai mana lo u semu hauram mi ha. The imp was crestfallen at not having met the peasant Shane, and he went to report what had happened to the devil, his master. Imadu ning makairami Asagi magna longmi lair longmi dumana pataba wahi ngangdana phajida wahi ngangdana pataba laigi matung ilan bado ngam dabudu da maning makairame madugi thogdo adumak ma thunamak magi lai pataba makok tu da tamnanabagi chalami. He came to the devil and told how he had taken the peasant's bread, and how the peasant, instead of cursing, had said, "May it do him good." Adamana why loinli rain smaina ma thawk suring adu low koring adu huram bane adu mana bread to lay them the man white of the powy. Adubu Maduna Pabo, Shano in a Hydorine. Hainamana, Paus, Tamlame, Canada Tamlame. They will do Tamame. The devil was angry and replied, "If the man got the better of you, it was your own fault. You don't understand your business. If the peasants and their wives after them take to that sort of thing, it will be all up with us. The matter can't be left like that. Go back at once," said he, "and put things right. If in 3 years you don't get the better of that peasant, I will have you ducked in holy water." Masagi, like Pato Mako, devil, Dukimatic shower me, the Mana, Kumla Meba, Karigumba, Lomi, the Nangondagi, Hena, Mana, Pimam Paragadi, Heidi, Mana, Nang Namabu, Akui Patabalambi, the Natra Kui Changsar, the Pusilapungam, the Bataragadi, got the better, the mighty people having go. Adonasagi. Nipa longmi duga jiki but lai phataba macha duga lamba tong nakom damda changeng narkom matamda kanana ngam gre ahan bagi tangkak tu da peasant tu na longmi tu na ngam gre na tro aduna karigumba mana ngam ki bai se god better of you di nang bu mana ngam ki bai se. It was your own fault. Nang gi naral ni ha nang in na thong nang ning thi na khang dre nang lamba tong na re mi du da nang ngam na no honoi mo to mana ngam bagi nang pau tam le na ha ba. Aduna, if the peasants and their wives after them take to that sort of thing, moi adumaina apapa sum moi ngang dana apapa lichat chatna later badi, it will be all up with us. The akoi you and the akoi luislane akoi se mut krane akoi, pataba akoi se ส่วนบีนั้นมีเลยร้อยพัฒนาคุยเสียจัดปีนั้นมีเลยร้อยกันตาบ้าอันนั้น the matter can be left like that เลยชุมนั้นถ้าทุกไปยาร้อยครับก็ go back at once ทุนนั้นนั่งหัน go and put things right เลยนั่งสวยกี่บุตรลอยน้องพุกลุโซ่ให้เราแม่ if in 3 years ก็ยังไม่ใช่หุ่มด่านั่งนะ you don't get the better of that peasant นั่นก็ยังบ้าไม่ที่ปีบังคับดราบให้ดินั่งขุดมจันทร์บังคับดราบพัฒนาคุยกันว่าด่า fall ด่าคุยชารุกด่ายาหลอกบังคับดราบอันนี้แต่ดี I will have you ducked in holy water นั่งจู่อาเชิงไปเชิงน่ะจำทัวร์นั่งจู่อภัยบังคับกังลุตัวนั่งจู่หงโดหันกันนี่ครับนั่งจู่คุยพัฒนากังลุบนั่นเลยมีนาเป็นนะอันนี้บอกจุดที่นั่งจู่อภัยบังมีดูนั่งน่ะคุยมีจังลมด่าให้ดิพัฒนากังลุตัวผู้ชายบังคับดราบดีใจหุ่มด่านั่งจู่คุยอภัยบังคับนั่งอดทนกันเนี่ยบ้านะยันตาร์บ้าsabotse miyo ba kanglup or maduna sa kanglup da onto khrani haibu gum bana aju sabotse nang onda sana thabam sinare na adu ngamakta ta dinang hogdong gi kanglup olhan gani hai dinang nungai ga dro nang ki phau da am dro adu ni go haibudi masai kanglup tu mana de aphagi kanglup ma phatabi kanglup ma good spirit ma evil spirit ma ani ne balai se ko aduna ani du da ngasai evil spirit la cha ba kangbu du na makoi yang nabadi na tera makoi na kwai ki jabdi kari oi do no good spirit na tro good spirit na kwai de gi yang na ga do si kari spirit no evil spirit na ba aphabagi ona te nabadi phatabdu na ba phatabagi ona te nabadi aphabana ba aduna phataba lai gi kanglup tu da lairam ba gi nang se aphaba lai gi kanglup to nang odokane haina ki halam they was frightened bun macha do lai phataba macha do kirami he scampered back to art thinking how he could redeem his fault ma thunamak prithvi da mo halami aduga ma kamaina asoi base menkha kadagi have redeem madiko ma khalame he thought ma hanjan khale and at last kind of thangda hit upon a good plan ma je phajaraba wa khalama thola me he turned himself into a laboring man and went and took service with the poor peasant. The first year he advised the peasant to sow corn in a marshy place. The peasant took his advice and sowed in the marsh. The year turned out a very dry one, and the crops of other peasants were all scorched by the sun, but the poor peasant's corn grew thick and tall and full eared. Not only had he grain enough to last him for a whole year, but he had much left over besides. Adai mana nga sagi phatta balai makok tuno nangi asoibadu menkhalu jo pukalu jo haina ma tharakhibudo aduma prithvi da thuna yaure ma khanme awkhale aduga mana kai thangda phajaraba idea ma wakhal ma lakbudagi mana ngasagi ma ga mayongnaruba thengnaruba lai lomi do adu mayum ma se minai oina thau akoi amora kai suba mi amoin ma changjara ami have laboring man adi ko adu changjara ba matung da ngasagi lomi lai lomi du ga ma ga pulaga leminare pullo leminare ma ga tana waina dana thauksi tawum tam da ma gi wasu khar ga tabire tab matam da di mana ngasagi ahan ba chahi da di ngasagi mana lomi lai lomi du da handak di lo se chocho law phom ma da usi na mana poktak pirame kanana no poktak pir se imtuna pibani ko aduna hojiki por peasant se imtuna piba poktak tu illaga ma se lo bu kan se da hairiba kumdu ma chahi du ma di aduga matik nungsa si ka thek khai chadana mi atopagi lo gai di loina lo ba yadra yan darba hoyares ma gi chocho law phom da ugibani na aduga matik mahi se phajana palami ha aduna magi chahi magi kona bagi mathakta hendona lemam mi haba. The next year the imp advised the peasant to sow on the hill, and it turned out a wet summer. Other people's corn was beaten down and rotted, and the ears did not fill, but the peasant's crop up on the hill was a fine one. He had more grain left over than before, so that he did not know what to do with it all. Mathangi olok pa chahidna muk imp tuna poktak pirami madudi chingthak to ina mu logje urse di khar tong ma jaga am do ina urse na mo hairam ko haiba chahidu mana mu nong adu ki matik chu gi dana mi atai gi lo gai di loina sing thumjin dana pat pum map hoira mai chingthak ni na khar tong ba awang ma jaga da lebi na sing khudi mak tu kai do khrani akut ba chenda gi roidro aduna mai di sing du tunga leitre dana aduna mai di mu lo do khwaire phajaba khwaire phaba mu lok pa ngam aduna ma hojik adu ke marting ma se phau jeng je lem na leire adu ma kari to do no se ma khang tre hojik lo se adu ke marting yam longman gidana ko Then the imp saw the peasant how he could mash the grain and distill spirit from it, and the peasant made strong drink and began to drink it himself and to give it to his friends. Adaidi matang du da ne wang sai longmi du da imp chuna masai gi mongon da lambi ma tak lew hai ba phau cheng ma a hen ba pai silu sing ado madu da gi akoi yu sung ba ya ga ni ha ma yu sung ba gi lambi ma pam ba yam tae hai ba yu si sung ma tung da mi atop pa su pithae ade moi masa su thak ba haura ba dai. So the imp went to the devil his master and boasted that he had made up for his failure. The devil said that he would come and see for himself how the case stood. Adai di mana thunamak magi lai phato mako tu chalaga pauk tam lami madu ai asoi punama do ai phukalama bane haidra era nang na haido ai chumra lan rai samang la ga yengani haina haire eba kanana haire the devil do na ko. He came to the peasant's house and saw that the peasant had invited his well-to-do neighbors and was treating them to drink. His wife was offering the drink to the guests, and as she handed it round, she stumbled against the table and spilled a glass full. Adai devil do lomi lair lomi matam the lair bo ki lomi do mayum the lai hojikti lawam chaba lawam lokpa mi am oirabani ko aduna nga sai mana mokoi karo lekai ina kara khunba chenjau pai bo kaya kaya si mana sai yu du sunga matung da yu du thakna na ba party ma silam ha hai ri ba party da mi kaya kaya lai ni adugi lai ba mi oi sing adu da mai no pina yu si lan ba matam da soi ba da gi mai no pisina khudi thijam ba da gi yu glass ma thona. The peasant was angry and scolded his wife. What do you mean? Do you think it's ditch water, you cripple, that you must go pouring good stuff like that over the floor? Adai mana lomi aduna ko matam the lair bo lomi do aduna adu ma dik saur mi adu mana scolded adi chaiba ko mai no pidu chairami madudi nang khali bu kaino che sibo ko gi pukhri de kai de gi party committee de gi solok pi singoi na khanbra sono chubi nang na khong adu phajana thangam dro soinai bi kai na ngai mana yam thina chera me mai no pidu ko nang soina haido doctor nang chattori bro nang teja so chingadra kai na ko. The imp nudged the devil his master with his elbow mai makhuni na tak thilame imp tuna masagi devil do da see said he man hairam yengu tu ining tho that's the man who did not grudge his only crust asini pa asini namuk aina my bread huran mamtam da karim ta saw ki do hojiti you glass amak tang nik thok da ma my no piece da aduga matik saw ri se haina mana haira mi have. The peasant, still railing at his wife, began to carry the drink round himself. Adai di my no piece china railing at the gom mana china ma masanoina you do lan badu manoina tawram. Just then a poor peasant returning from work came in uninvited. He greeted the company, sat down and saw that they were drinking. Tired with his day's work, he felt that he too would like a drop. He sat and his mouth kept watering. But the host, instead of offering him any, only muttered, I can't find drink for everyone who comes along. See, 2018 the hang mani ko si question say, I can't find drink for everyone who comes along. I say, masagi mai no picha in Janamana usually lan matam sida. Masagi nipa ama khaksu baton tobuda yaudaba mana mai party du da saruk yanana ba hairu da ba mema lair ba lomi am khak mayum du da phadana lisal aga ko mayam ga du kaunara dana greeted haidi karu lekai ni na du masang mamai khang khangnam ni na phammaga masu yu du yaw mamtang phangadra na mase ngai matin kut yol ga leram yu du pek amtang or chu nadra ligli amtang piraga di madu tang kudana thaga de masa kara te khalaga de di masa do penja gena adu da nga sai pi bai mota yumbu du na mapu du na nga sai yu lan bi bai mota ko yu glass am khatang lan bi bai mota mana haira mi habra murmung chola mi hab mata ko chawning na ai mi pung khuding mak ara khuding mak ki yu pi bangam laroi hana ko aduna message da magi character gi revelation nam ka ulino character uthore ni ko my character am ka ahan banga sai my bread to mangum tam da di madu bu huran ri midu kari to bo yo hai mana afabo je gi suno na hai bana ba hojik di taseng na mangon da gi my mamang mak da kayuma yawmam tang thakchara di na lai mi saga du mamang da ma adu gumba afabo wakhal du ma chalibra chatrema ko. This pleased the devil. Madhu mananga sagi lai phato makok to haraolami, but the imp chuckled and said, wait a bit, there is more to come yet. Ma khigalaga bun macha lai phato macha tuna hairam ba ngakta ngai ko yam nungai nungai ba la khigani ning tho wana. The rich peasants drank and their hosts drank too, and they began to make false oily speeches to one another. Adedi inagara kunba party to the yaw lai ba khudima du yu du loin thangna rame kut launa thangna re adedi moi si semjin chajin ba oida pa da kaya kaya ngang ba hona ra mi ha ba han ba moi yu ha mek thak pa gi matung tar pa se ko false oida ba oily speeches thakat chana wa ko sbai na yam pa je ko ka mi mama na da ga se ko nang yang ngau tho me ne bai ga mama na khar mu bu du da ko tausina ba semjin chajin ba he mi amu bu du ngau ha de amu bu du so dum hoi yu khar ngau taw ne ma sbai na pa ha je le ga ma do tar ga le ram doi ne ko mama ni khar noi bu da sbai nang yam pa dar me nang ka chara him ru bai ga na adu mai nang sa gi oi da ba kaya kaya ngang na ba hora me the devil listen and praised him sai lai pato mo ko du tar me ma adum ba moi na ngang na sang na du ta ba da ma si nungai re ma harao re thagal me ma na kana bu thagal me im tu thagal me if said he, the drink makes them so foxy that they begin to cheat each other. They will soon all be in our hands. Moi sumaina singma sa da moi amana nam thak tong na ba hora ba di akhoi khubam nung da soidana mu ki mo khoi se tar gani haidana lai phato mo kok sina haira am wait for what's coming said him imaduna ding hakang ai ko ngai ba lakhine ining tho na mana mo ko haira me let them have another glass all around moi loina mo glass am mo ko pe mo paina gi sano. Now they are like foxes. Moi je hoji lamhui da na yam na hai sing ba sa da moi amana man nam thak tong na ri dana oi da badu ngak dan ni moi ngang na ri do ko ado hoji wagging their tails and trying to get around one another, but presently hoji kui dana thunamak you will see them like savage wolves. The adum tam thi ra kai sal ma gi saktam mu uba phak khini haira. The peasants had another glass each, and their talk became wilder and rougher. Instead of oily speeches, they began to abuse and snarl at one another. Soon they took to fighting and punched one another's noses, and the host joined in the fight, and he too got well bitten. I think the most thing is that hamba glass of thangna matungda kaidawi moi oidaba toksina wahi kaya kaya ngangna dana amana nam thak tong nam nadra ado hojik ani suba round muk thak matungda di moi se moi wangang sangang se khara sathi ba hore yamna aham da sbai nang yam ngawi go ga na amu ba ma na da haram do adai nga sa amu ma na sbai nang pa ji ma ma le da ka na haram chu ko ma na e nang ha ji ma di ga no ha na ma nga sa yu second round yu thak ra matungda di ha ji ma di ga no ai na nang ngawi ni ngawi nang mi na nang yo muk chung ba mi ne hai su ngawi di ngawi ka ma na sa gi sau ko le mai ma khon je ji wa ko le ma ji nga sa gi sathi ba heng ga le a ma na thaga chena ba ni ko 강인이 다 같잖아요 이제 아담아들 감터 리액터 옥트랍드다디 마수 사고래요 아들이 사고나라면 그더라니 분할해 손대 뚝뚝 파이팅 하는데 뭐 이제 분할 그래서 고tum 티나왜 티나라고 하면 담니다 마부두스 로우야 로우래 마수 가봐 마부두 역실래 너 마수 로우야 로우래 마마이도 그래 로우 마트박도 그래 로우 마북도 그래 로우 마수 로우야 로우래 매고 The devil looked on and was much pleased at all this 라이프 하다 막곡도 마두 우르고 마탐다 어떻게 마트 벨라메 This is first red, said see the pasta is mong tare, Hanuman Hajaram. But him replied, Adu Bunmasaduna Muka Kumlame, wait a bit, the best is yet to come. Quietly Pazaba Mong Tang, the Wali, Ladavni, wait till they have had a third glass, a home's over glass, I'm not talking no more. Now they are raising like wolves, more Yamaga Pugaina, the Natoriba, Kashalamugum Tiva oil say. But let them have one more glass, Amaga Takisonova, and they will be like swine at the oak. Adumba, Yamna, Kase Monta, the oak, Kumbagi Licham, Kamoy, Jalakine, Koma Pamaran Kanga, oak, Chari, Bagat, Saba, the game Moy labor, the game Moy Momoto, oak, I see Michael Gumbakanga, I'm telling late year, night year. Mas Luno Chavangamba, Jivenem. Adumba, my Pazataba, I say oak, see Mogi. English ki culture dai tare chaiba matam da nga sai o kumba adagi hui gumba masi adum chijane ba chaiba to ko adum aina the peasants had their third glass and became quite like brutes. They muttered and shouted, not knowing why and not listening to one another. Ade moi mayam do suba round do muk thangnar me tham tung de moi pura tam thiba mo ola me ba dei di moi si aman amang ngang ba amta tana gi dre law khong dra hakta moi si sathiba hai du khamtheng ba du oira me. Then the party began to break up. Adei di moi party do pungkai kai ra me. Some went alone, some in twos and some in threes, all staggering down the street. Adei di moi kaina ra na moi je bai halase na moi hanna ba yaure ahum hangi ba yawi ani hangi ba yawi ama hangi ba yawi ko bai akoi halasi kai na moi manara ga moi ahum hanmina gi ba ade ani hanmina gi ba matom ta hangi ba mai moi je hangre hangi ba si moi na hangi ba chat ba mong chi staggering ade masa je yu ngor min hai hum na sorok chi nakalam da muk theng nakalam dong theng nakalam dong theng admai to da moi je chalam mi ha. The host went out to speed his guest, but he fell on his nose into a puddle, smeared himself from top to toe, and lay there grunting like a hawk. Adedi, you move to gently, moi tan bago, chango, no warm to low day, no child lock you hide, I man law on my gentle with my like home, the puddle to sell my mind to like home, and I go, I told my ngang and go oak my door later, my master. This pleased the devil still more. Madu magna ngasagi devil do dukimati haraula me. Well, said he, you have hit on a first-rate drink and have quite made up for your blunder about the bread. But now tell me how the drink is made. You must first have put in fox blood. That was what made the peasants sly as foxes. Then I suppose you added wolf's blood. That is what made them fierce like wolves. And you must have finished up with swine's blood to make them behave like swine. Aina khanbada nang na ne makhoina thaiba yu du nang na lamhui gi I khara yan ba di kaisal gi I khara yan ba ok gi I khara ya lagan makhoi se makhoi gi sajat do admaina chalhalak ba soidana oiram gane na aina khali haina nang ya soibu du nang phuka khare men kha khare nang na makhoi se se akoi khubam da phajana lehen ma ngame haina mana phongdo ame kana na phongdoi no devil du na ko no, said the imp. Imaduna haira me, that was not the way I did it. Aina tauki bida adum na tauki bida te mana ngasagi makoi na thang na na ba yudu da lamuhi gi I kaishal gi I ok I yan ki ba natti have. All I did was to see that the peasant had more corn than he needed. Aina tauki ba haibabu. Later ba longmi do adu da magi leibam tok ba low do magi lolok ba phau cheng do madai hendong na lehen ki bana bai. My tangai for the Basarukto, the hen and lehen give a never in a toki Bible. Yantarba. The blood of the beast is always in man, and the mueva, the sagi, literature, yauduna dum labenel, muevas. But as long as he has only enough corn for his needs, it is kept in bounds. Adubu magi tangai for the my conanabado, Lajeri Makaidi, Qua, mueva, the yauriba sagi literatomana, laxilaga. While that was the case, the peasant did not grudge his last crust. Adu matam oibna ne bangasagi mana magi ahan ba bread mangi matam da mana kaidoki kaimta sauki de dana adu mak admai oikhi bane maram di magi awat pado leitaba aduga yam hen ba su leitaba ko mai tangai phada bu ko nana na tamak leiringai matam di mioi ba se mapung ning phajilaga leiba ngam. But when he had corn left over, he looked for ways of getting pleasure out of it. And I saw him a pleasure drinking. Adaydi, masagi magi ahen ba paisilak ba matam dadi. Mioi ba mahakse ahen ba nungai ba thiba hora ami haba. Ko adugi thiba ro bodu dai na makoi da lambi khak pibi bani kari lambi no yu thak bodu pibi khibna man ko. And when he began to turn God's good gifts into spirits for his own pleasure, the fox, wolves, and swine's blood in him all came out. If only he goes on drinking, he will always be a beast. Aduna, masagi isorna pibirak pa magi apaba kudola do. Mana magi nungai ma masagi magi indri pelan na ba magi ningma thungna na ba magna sidanak pa matam dadi sa khudimaki I do mai hakchang da lutong na chelaya. Aduna masagi mana use makata na thale ni makai di aduma sawer ga leigani have yandarba. The devil praised the imp lai phatam ko duna lai phatam macha du thagat pirame forgave him for his former blunder magi soiba mamangda thokiba du man ngak pirame and advance him to a post of higher honor. Aduga loinana ngasai mango phamthol awang ba masu ko promotion ju pibirami ha. Nai tawdana ngasai the imp and the peasants bread right here. Loisale. Babda bro. Aduna ngasai da uli bidi kaina kanda mioi ba bese ahen malan paisilabadi fattab lambida khongdarai fattab lambida khongdarabadi madu thadok tin makhaydi ma sa oirga dum laigani ha. Aduna fattab lambi ha bese khudam oina kari oi yu thakpa oi aduna yu thakpa bese thadok trabadi ko adum sa oirga laigani ha.
Hojik tabikre mahi kol tharumasigi manung channa class 10 gi English subject ki literature saruk tagi mari suba chapter the imp and the peasant bridge hariba chapter asibu takpi tambikhiba oja yaifaba chenglei head of the department English build your success BYS coaching center Palace compound Imphal loinana Mahikol hariba thoromasi Diamond Radio amadi BYS coaching center Palace compound anipunna khusam naduna pangtok chaba thorom amakakni